We all know about cancer and common cancers. So, endometrial cancer, skin cancer, liver cancer, prostate cancer, colon cancer.
Yeah.
These five cancers, people who drink coffee have a lower cancer mortality from these. So, five cancers: cirrhosis of the liver, Parkinson's disease, Alzheimer's dementia, the early stage of Alzheimer's called cognitive decline,
Okay.
low risk in coffee drinkers, low risk of type 2 diabetes. Here, both decaf and regular coffee work. And if you drink 4 to 6 cups, there's a 40 to 54% reduction in developing type 2 diabetes. And if one already has type 2 diabetes and they drink 2 cups, regular or decaf, there's a 30% reduction in cardiovascular mortality.
Beyond wine, we really care about health. The health of the planet and the health of each other. That's what inspired us to start this business. Our family of team members meets every morning for a group meditation, followed by an open gratitude session. We believe a sound mind with a focus on peace is the best instrument for change. Joint meditation is the cornerstone of our company culture, and it helps us remember what's important, spreading joy and love, just like our family growers. Our family is a collection of passionate, health-conscious individuals who love to laugh and enjoy each other's company. We eat seasonally, grow our own vegetables, cook together, and share wine. Our team is incredibly dedicated to our mission. Everything from sourcing the wines to answering service questions. Your natural wines are found and sourced around the world by our wine team. They taste every one, oversee their lab testing, and choose exactly which ones go in which box. If you order, your individual box will be packed by our incredibly hardworking fulfillment team. If you have any questions, your service requests will be handled by a wonderfully loving member experience family who only have one goal in mind, your 100% happiness. This video is put together by our talented media team, filmed and edited in-house, just like the rest of our artful media. From our unique creations to our printed lifestyle piece called A Matter of Taste. We put love into everything we do, and we hope to share it with you.
Hey, good afternoon. Happy Saturday. You're listening to the Ask Dr. Ernst Show. I'm your host, Dr. Aaron Ernst, along with co-host Dr. Chris Demzar.
Yeah, great to be here. Another beautiful weekend.
Absolutely. And guys, we are energized coming off of the Energy Heal Thyself event we had this morning.
Right.
Over 300 people online. It was an exceptional event. We talked about all the key players for energy. If you've been tuning in for the last couple of weeks, of course, our entire series was on energy. And so we're going to put that to rest, but we're still going to talk about energy.
That's right.
We're
It never
still
ends.
Going to talk about weight loss. We're going to talk about vitality. We're going to talk about you conquering this unknown condition that most of us have called Wilson syndrome, aka elevated reverse T3. It is a little bit of a techie word, and we have to talk about labs and numbers. But I want to put it out to you this way. If you're tired all the time and your thyroid tests are normal, and your doctor said it's not your thyroid, there's a high chance you may have this elevation in a hormone called reverse T3.
Yeah, and we've got to add this to it because this is huge and so important. If you've tried any sort of dieting or weight loss prescription, formula, what have you, and maybe you lost some weight, maybe you didn't lose any weight at all, but let's say you lost some weight and then you magically packed the pounds back on.
Oh my gosh, it happens so many times.
Like just like The Biggest Loser, right? And you can go Google Biggest Loser contestants now. Most of them have gained most of their weight back.
Yep.
And I know that they probably weren't testing. I don't know that for sure. But my guess is they were not testing for reverse T3, elevated reverse T3.
Yep. So think about it like this: the yo-yo dieter, right? The person who pushes real hard, loses 5 or 10, goes back to normal diet, gains it all back. I'm here to tell you guys that's the result of a hormone called reverse T3. And a lot of us have elevated reverse T3s. So we have to talk about, where does the hormone come from?
Yep.
How come no one's talking about it? Specifically our conventional medical doctors. Why isn't it on your thyroid panel? Because I guarantee you, if you had a classic MD run your test, you're going to see TSH and T4 and maybe T3.
Right, but not even free T3.
And that's it. And so why aren't they testing it? What causes the elevation? How do we fix this? And then watch this, guys. Hormones tell your body what to do. Okay, so I want you to think of that as chemical messengers. So if I have really high levels of insulin and my receptors are healthy, my sugars are going to go down.
Yep.
Okay, if I have really high amounts of, say, cortisol, a stress hormone, I'm going to be in a state of sort of fat gaining, weight gaining, stress. I'll be cold intolerant. I'm going to have the symptoms of a classic sort of adrenal overload stress response. So when reverse T3 is high, it tells your body, listen to this, ready? Slow down, gain weight, become sort of restful, lethargic. Most people will equate it to, I feel like I have the flu and my joints ache and I'm just tired all the time. And when you get sick of those symptoms, you go to your medical doctor. They run their classic tests, which may include thyroid. And guess what? TSH normal, T4 normal. They don't check reverse T3.
Yep.
They tell you, it's not your thyroid. You're just getting older. Or you're this, that, or the other. When in fact, we've seen this probably 80% of the time. It's an elevation in reverse T3.
Exactly.
So what is reverse T3? Okay, well, technically, it is the polar opposite antithesis hormone of T3. So we got to get a little specific, okay? T3 is what you want. That's the happy-go-lucky, active, love my life, burning fat, thick, lustrous hair, glowing skin. Both
give
for
you
men and
it's going to
women.
give you energy. That's the energy-bringing hormone to the body and to the cells of the body.
That's the one you want. Now, T3 is the active form of thyroid hormone. What your thyroid's making, though, is T4.
Yep, predominantly.
And it's inactive. And the numbers are, in essence, just a way of designating how many iodines are attached to the protein molecule of the thyroid hormone.
Yep.
So T4 has 4 iodines. T3 has 3 iodines. Watch this. Reverse T3 also has 3 iodines, but they're different in their location.
Right.
So it's kind of like a mirror image, right?
Yes.
You know the old test
that.
of when you look at the mirror and you hold your right hand up, the mirror image is holding their left hand up.
Yep.
And you're kind of always like, what the hell? That's just the nature of mirror image. So reverse T3 is a mirror image of T3. So it does things differently, even though it looks the same. And the challenge is it can land in the receptor on the cell for T3, block it, blunt it, and make it so that you feel tired and sort of fatiguey and have joint pains and the classic symptoms most of us deal with.
So what you're saying is that reverse T3 essentially competes with normal T3, and then reverse T3 will just block the ability for normal T3 to do what it's designed
To do its
to do.
job, yeah. So if you have higher than normal levels of reverse T3, you're not going to have the active energy burning. You're not going to have the weight loss. You're not going to have the brain acuity, sort of the clarity that T3 brings. And again, most people are searching for, I just wish I could feel like I'm more energetic, and I wish I could feel youthful, and I wish I could feel, clarity and focus. I'm forgetting things left and right. And, I'm gaining weight even though I'm doing the right types of diet and exercise. That's a warning sign. It's a classic indication. You need to have your reverse T3 levels tested. And if it comes back elevated, today we're going to talk about how do you fix it and solve it, but you have to know where it comes from in the first place.
Exactly.
So the unique thing, again, is your thyroid makes a hormone called T4 that travels in your blood to your liver to make a hormone called T3 in a healthy active state. And about 60% of the conversion takes place in the liver, but a good 20% could go over into this reverse T3. And so if you have a stressful response in the liver, then what your body does is it starts shifting everything to reverse T3. And again, think about it like this. Reverse T3 is a rest and heal hormone. So if I'm stressed out, my body's going to naturally say, hey, you need to slow down. We need to make you a little bit forgetful so you're not doing so many things. We need to get you to take a nap. We need to get you to rest. And it's a natural inborn response when healthy for a temporary period. But because we're stressed all the time and we're toxic because of just day-to-day interactions with chemicals in our beauty products and our foods and our lifestyle, your liver starts to become congested. And what happens is the liver, instead of naturally converting it into active T3, will start spitting out more by percentage of reverse T3. And here comes the condition known as reverse T3 dominance.
So tell me if I'm correct. And what you're saying is reverse T3, it's not necessarily like a disease state. Like just because somebody has reverse T3 hormone in their body, it doesn't mean that there's necessarily disease there, but it's the proportion that the body chooses to
it's
make.
like cholesterol, right? We need some of the LDL, we need some of the HDL. Just like this, you need a small amount of reverse T3 in a healthy state, but it should be, if you're getting a test, in the 10, 15, 20 range when they measure reverse T3.
Okay.
What we're talking about is people that have toxic livers, have nerve interference, have inflammation, have nutrient deficiencies that we're going to review today. Those play a key where the liver says, you know what, I'm going to make more reverse T3 than I normally would. And you get the effect again. You get the weight gain, you get the tiredness, you get the hair, loss, etc. It looks and smells just like a thyroid condition, but then your doctors run your TSH and T4 and they go, nope, those are normal. You don't have a thyroid problem, and they'll write it off. In actuality, you don't have a thyroid problem. You have a liver conversion toxicity issue or a nutrient deficiency that's pushing it into that direction. Hey, look, it gets a little techie and a little complicated, so we've done something special for you. We've written an ebook called Thyroid Heal Thyself. There's an entire chapter in here about reverse T3, where it comes from, what you can do to naturally fix it, what are the tests, and how to ask your doctor to isolate them for you. I would highly recommend you get this ebook. A, it's free. B, it's going to help you to understand more. And there's even tips and techniques you can do now to start turning your thyroid hormones around. If you'd like the free ebook, text the word thyroid plus your name and email to 704-906-2094. Thyroid Heal Thyself ebook, yours. Text the word thyroid with your name and email to 704-906-2094. And get this, right? You know where I'm going with this.
I do.
Brand new masterclass, right? We do them every single month. So we just finished our one on energy. So in June on the 10th, which is a Saturday, we're going to do it on thyroid, right? Solving thyroid problems outright the correct way. Okay, so if you're taking Synthroid or levothyroxine, Armothroid, Natrethroid, and you're going, gosh, can I get off these? Yes, if you go to the root cause. If you're kind of going, I wonder if I have this reverse T3 dominance, okay, join us for the event. We'll show you how to identify it. It's absolutely free, and you just need to text thyroid with your name and email to 704-906-2094.
Yeah, one of the things, Dr. Ernst, that you were telling me after the webinar you did or the masterclass you did this morning was that people are coming to this masterclass already they've already taken several steps towards even increasing their own energy.
Yeah.
So imagine if you're listening right now and you're going, oh my gosh, the whole energy thing, but more importantly, this thyroid thing that's been plaguing me for so long, you can take steps right now, come to the masterclass, so that way you can interact with Dr. Ernst, and then he can lead you down, what comes next? Because it's always what comes next on the healing journey. Yeah. And we're not going to shy away or hide away from that information. We want to be able to give it to you. But if you've already taken step 1 and 2, 3 through infinity become that much easier, that much more achievable.
So I think this ebook is the perfect thing for someone who's currently diagnosed and prescribed.
Yes.
But now watch this. Also for the person who's not diagnosed and not prescribed, but is experiencing sort of those tired, fatigue, achy joints, weight gain that's not responding to exercise and
You're
diet.
a yo-yo dieter, maybe.
And again, what is that mostly? It's usually because of elevated reverse T3. So again, text the word thyroid plus your name and email to 704-906-2094. The ebook is yours for free, and the masterclass on June 10th is yours for free. Okay, so reverse T3, we know what it is. It's a polar opposite mirror image hormone. Yep. It comes from the fact, though, that your liver is making it because it wants you to slow down and because it wants you to, change your approach towards your healthcare. So again, we should look at this as like the check engine light, okay? If reverse T3 is high, it needs to be, there's a heck of a lot of stuff going on inside your body. And I'm going to just give you a short list because, we could do a radio show on each one of these topics. But some of the most common causes of elevated reverse T3 is the fact that you're under a chronic amount of stress because of having low-grade infections. We talk about this show after show after show. Chronic bacterial infections in the intestines, chronic viral infections in your lymphatics will basically stress your immune response. And again, your liver's reaction is going to say, okay, we got to slow this person down. We got to get them to rest and digest and heal. Yep. So naturally reverse T3 starts going up. But we live in a world where slowing things down is kind of the antithesis of what everyone wants to do.
It seems counterintuitive nowadays.
Yep. And listen, I hate to say this, but medications that you take for other conditions, beta blockers, antidepressants, blood pressure medications, sometimes even cholesterol medications because it affects liver functionality. So it could be that you're taking a medication for another condition that's elevating reverse T3, making you feel the way you feel. So don't you see, we have to kind of take an approach to say, let's look at it as a global check engine light. Something's going on. And when you identify the underlying root cause and find that, then the reverse T3 levels come down. You start losing weight. You start getting your energy back. You start getting your life back.
Absolutely.
And it goes down the lines of insulin resistance. There's a huge connection between type 2 diabetics and having elevated reverse T3. Even things like the people who are the heavy, I'll call it intense workout athletes, right? I hate to say it, but the burn boot campers, the CrossFitters, the Orange Theoryers who are like this high intensity. Look, I'm all for that. But if you're somebody who's struggling to get your energy back, sometimes those high intense cardio style workouts actually creates a stress on the liver, which elevates the reverse T3 and makes it that much more difficult for you to recover.
Yep, exactly.
But now I want to go into the big ones, okay? So number one, if you're someone who's been following this fad diet of caloric restriction, or I'll call it like the hormone diets where you do the low calorie 500 calories plus the HCGs, or you're doing these super low calorie diets, there is evidence that if you go super low carb and super low calorie for a long period of time, it creates a spike in cortisol, which actually works against thyroid functionality. So the higher your cortisol, the higher your reverse T3 because it's fighting the natural conversion of the hormone.
Now, Dr. Ernst, can you explain really quickly, because we talk about fasting a lot on this radio show.
Yes.
So what you just talked about, dieting and caloric restriction. What's the difference between that and fasting?
So fasting is actually something where if you're doing it properly, you're actually asking your body to burn fat stored, sugar stored. So you're still not going low calorie per se because your body's burning calories for you. What I'm talking about are the people who physically still consume food, but they're doing it at like an uber low calorie amount. So they're having like a breakfast of basically next to nothing. They're having a lunch of next to nothing. They're having dinner of next to nothing. Yeah. Unhealthy
for
versions
weeks,
of fasting. And they're doing it for weeks on end.
Yep.
If you do a 24-hour fast and you recover afterwards, meaning you actually physically eat, what you're doing is you're basically shocking your metabolism. You're asking your body to burn what it has stored. So in theory, I know it sounds gross, you're actually eating yourself. You're eating your proteins and you're eating your fat that's stored, and you're taking the sugar in your liver and converting it into active energy. So while you're not consuming food, you're going into a caloric diet of yourself. And then the important thing is the next day, we're not going super low calorie or super low carb. We're eating a healthy lunch or a dinner, doing a version of intermittent fasting. Again, I'm talking about the ones where it's like 500, 1,000, maybe 1,500 calories per day.
Yeah.
Day after day after day. And the crazy thing is most people think that that's going to help them to lose weight.
Mm-hmm. You're right. So that's what delineates it for me. And coming from an exercise background where nutrition was a piece of that, people would try to restrict their calories for not just a couple of days, which could be classified as fasting, like you said, but for weeks or months. Yeah. And what's interesting is there are certain people that I remember that were on a weight loss journey, and it seemed like they started out great losing weight, but they were doing this super calorie low, restricted calorie diet. they were working out way too much. This whole, like you were talking about, the high cardio, intense workouts, they were doing that multiple times a day. And there was almost this reversal where after a period of a month or two, we started to see these individuals, which just seemed like normal, average adults, like college students at that point, but they started to gain weight, and they started to gain weight in really unique places. Like you could start to see the muffin top come in females, and in the upper thighs. In men, you could start to see in their arms, they started to see like they're holding on to high amounts of fat there. And you're like, well, you're doing all the right things. Why are you not losing any of that weight? What happened? Why did it go backwards when you're still doing the same thing that was good 2 months ago?
And it's because that type of dieting and working out elevates reverse T3, and the hormone says, hey, listen, this person's been starving. They've been pushing really hard. We need to somehow, as a body, prepare for this long famine. Right. So it's going to say elevate the reverse T3, which is a hormone that makes you store fat. So notice the thing. They're trying to burn fat, yet the hormones are fighting against them. So they'll store fat. It says to slow down. So their metabolism is actually going to slow. They're going to eat less food, but still get more weight gain.
Right.
So it's like it does the polar opposite. It's also a hormone that says, again, joints hurt, energy down. So they tend to start complaining like, I'm working out, but my back is hurting, my joints are on fire, and I feel like I'm getting older. Yeah. And what they're doing is they're fighting a hormone war, trying to win it with restrictive diets and more workouts.
Yep. And here's what's funny about you saying that is here's this hormone war that is raging in their body, and that's just going to increase the inflammation that their body has to deal with to lead to some of the joint issues that you were describing. And what's funny is that inflammation is one of the root causes that can lead to reverse T3 dominance.
Yes.
And so you can see the snowball effect that can occur from that alone.
You have to think of it as you have to approach this properly. So rather than going super low calorie and super high workout, we would say, hey, let's focus more on how you actually eat your food timing wise. Mm-hmm. Do a little bit of some targeted fasting, either intermittently, which is, you do a skipped breakfast, have lunch and have dinner. Some people even skip breakfast and lunch and have dinner.
Right.
But their dinner is not a microscopic dinner. They're eating the equivalent of their entire day
within
at
a
night.
Smaller window of time.
Correct. So we're not technically restricting calories at all, which is amazing when you think about it. We're just restricting the time. And that's the difference between targeted fasting and doing it inappropriately. Number two, we want to do the exercises that really encourage more of a lower stress response. So this is just simple things, right? So like going for a walk or doing yoga or Tai Chi or something that's not insanely intense, because you'll get the benefit, you'll get the result you're looking for with less effort, because now we're working with the hormones instead of against them.
Exactly.
And then the neat thing is when you do this version of intermittent fasting and sort of cyclical one-day fasting, it drives the inflammatory response down. And like you just said, the more inflamed you are, the more stressed you are, the more your liver is going to convert your healthy thyroid hormones into this reverse T3 hormone. And then we pay the price by having this flood of a hormone that's basically slowing everything down.
Right. And what's wild, and I know we're heading towards a commercial, but what is wild is that medically, a lot of times these inflammation markers, they get tested, but then they don't get utilized appropriately. So you're not putting, or potentially the medical provider is not putting the pieces together to say, oh, you're inflamed and your thyroid looks normal, but then you run the reverse T3 and see that, oh my gosh, your reverse T3 is high as well. Well, that's the start of this perfect storm that can lead to a lot of health issues for somebody in the future, now or in the future.
Yeah, so what you're talking about is that person who has a normal thyroid test medically. Maybe they have subtle elevations in homocysteine or C-reactive protein, or their distributions of their red blood cells are off balance.
Yep.
But yet they're normal thyroid. So the doctor would say, it's no big deal. We would look at this and go, oh my gosh, red flag. Inflammation's present. Let's run the reverse T3 markers. If they come back elevated, now we know the cause and the source. And the correction is actually something quite simple. We're going to talk about that when we come back from this commercial break. But right now, take an opportunity, grab our Thyroid Heal Thyself ebook. Everything about reverse T3. Hey, watch this. Everything about how you can start to boost your thyroid functionality and potentially over time reduce and or decrease in medication usage. Because if your body starts to produce thyroid hormones by itself, there's no need to necessarily keep taking them daily like a lot of people have. You can get your energy back. You can start losing weight. You can get your clarity of your mind, brain focus back. Text the word thyroid plus your name and email to 704-906-2094. Again, 704-906-2094. When we come back, more about the causes of this reverse T3 dominance, things you can do to conquer it right now. And watch, the side effect is, now that my hormones are working properly, I start losing weight really without doing anything different.
Yeah.
My energy starts to come back. I wake up the next morning feeling more refreshed despite not changing my patterns to any degree. Hair starts to become lustrous. Skin starts to become clear. Youthfulness comes back. And it's because you're nourishing your hormone response rather than fighting it and forcing it into a pattern of submission.
Exactly. Yeah, it's funny how much we want to fight against our own health nowadays, when really the simplest things will allow you to not only preserve the health that you have, but really just explode the opportunity for increased health and vitality, like you're saying, Dr. Ernst.
Yeah, so who wouldn't like to do less but get more results?
Right.
Whereas right now it's always do more, and sometimes you don't get the
less.
results.
Yeah.
Hey, it's the Ask Dr. Ernst Show. Don't go away. Take a moment right now. Text your name, email, and the word thyroid to 704-906-2094. The ebook is yours. The masterclass is yours. We'll be right back.
See you guys soon.
What if we told you coffee was good for you?
Coffee is the single highest source of antioxidants in the Western diet. More antioxidants than kale, more antioxidants than 70% dark chocolate, and more antioxidants than blueberries.
In fact, what if we told you that coffee is really good for you?
Research shows that 3 to 5 cups of coffee per day dramatically enhances performance in high-intensity exercise, improves memory, reaction times, and overall cognitive function, decreases risk of depression, promotes weight loss by boosting metabolic rates, reduces risk of type 2 diabetes up to 40%, decreases risk of liver cancer up to 71%, reduces risk of Parkinson's up to 30%, and decreases risk of Alzheimer's up to 65%. Overall, coffee drinkers live longer. People who drink 3 to 5 cups of coffee per day have about a 15% lower risk of premature mortality compared to people who don't drink coffee.
And what if we told you that the health benefits of coffee could actually be increased through conscious roasting, sourcing, and processing? Introducing Purity, a health-conscious coffee company. At Purity, we've brought together a world-class team to analyze every step in the production chain from cherry to cup. We make decisions with only one thing in mind: how can we make the healthiest coffee in the world? Here's our 3-step process. Step 1, we search the world for the highest quality organic green beans that meet our exacting standards. Way less than 1% of coffee worldwide fit our sourcing criteria. Step 2, we test, and test again to create a specific roasting protocol for each harvest that maximizes healthy compounds and minimizes toxins. Step 3, we nitrogen pack our coffee within 48 hours of roasting and deliver to your door every 2 weeks to ensure maximum freshness. The result is the ultimate coffee drinking experience. You'll not only taste the difference in our clean, healthy coffee, with Purity, you'll feel the difference.
Our coffee club members report a bright, alert lift with less jitters than regular coffee and much more gentle on the stomach.
Sign up for Purity today, and you'll never have to worry about your source for healthy coffee again.
Hi, my name is Gary Greenfield with Greenfield Water Solutions, and I want to introduce you to our newest product, the MR500. It's a whole house structured water filter system. It's set up in an all stainless steel multi-round filter housing. It features inlet and outlet for the water, a bleeder valve for when you're changing out the filters to reduce pressure, and to remove the top for access to the filters. We simply open up the clamp, remove the top, and this plate here holds all the filters in place. Simple to remove. It comes out, and you can see what we have on the inside here. It's 5 Aquamedics filters and a vortexing tube and a harmonizer. That's the whole system. This is designed to filter 5 gallons per minute And all of the contaminants that it does remove are listed on the website, which is a very broad array of contaminants. These are the highest rated filters that I know of on the market that are filter cartridges. They can be changed out yearly. And of course, the process is very simple. You won't have to hire a plumber to do a change out. And the filters are available from Greenfield Water Solutions. And if you want to know more about this, you can read about it on the product page or give us a call. Thanks for watching. That's it for now from Greenfield Water Solutions.
To bring you the best natural wine the world has to offer, we've designed a fully curated membership program. Every selection you receive is different and unique. Every wine is picked by our wine team, lab tested for purity, and curated into a special box for your enjoyment. So how does the membership work? We offer two main options: a half case of 6 bottles or a full case of 12. You can request all reds, all whites, or a perfect split of both. Then you can set the frequency, monthly or every other month. We offer a similar simple membership for rosé and sparkling wines. After you choose these basic options, we'll do the rest. With every box we send you, we aim to present the greatest diversity of flavors, textures, and profiles. There's a healthy mix of the classics, but also rare varietals. We do this because natural wines taste different from their commercial counterparts. We want to share the best possible experience with you, so you can discover new wines you love. And you can always reorder a wine that took your heart, or ask us to avoid certain profiles. The best part is, you don't need any wine knowledge to fully enjoy these boxes. We curate our selections to be enjoyed without worry. Ultimately, this is Dry Farm Wines. We are so grateful to be able to share the power of natural wines with you.
Would you like to experience a better night's sleep? Want to feel well rested and ready for your day? Discover an amazing solution with Celliant Sleep Recovery. Our Celliant Sleep Recovery products are made from a patented yarn embedded with a blend of 13 infrared active minerals. Celliant technology never washes out. The benefits will last for their entire lifespan. Minerals reflect the body's own energy by using Celliant infrared active technology, boosting your oxygen levels and improving circulation to reach REM sleep gracefully. Our customers love to comfortably sleep throughout the night because of Celliant. We've conducted 9 independent clinical studies by well-respected scientific institutions and universities that prove the many positive effects Celliant has on the body. Our technology is designed to help you achieve a refreshing sleep recovery. Experience the foundation your body deserves. Start waking up refreshed and always ready for the day ahead. It's time to achieve the best sleep of your life to unlock your hidden potential. Start experiencing a better night's sleep with our Celliant Sleep Recovery products today. Celliant. Recycle your body's energy.
Good afternoon. Happy Saturday. Welcome back. Thanks for tuning in. You're listening to the Ask Dr. Ernst Show. I'm your host, Dr. Aaron Ernst, along with co-host Dr. Chris Demzar.
Yeah, so happy to be
Thanks
here,
for
Doc.
being in the studio today. We're having a lively conversation about I'll call it probably rarely known condition. Okay, most people don't wake up going like, hey, I wonder if I have Wilson's syndrome. So it stems from the fact that there is a subtype of thyroid dysfunction, sort of a hypothyroid, that would be clinically missed. Okay, your medical doctor is going to run a thyroid test, look at TSH, T4, maybe T3. Sometimes those numbers come back normal, but you're experiencing symptoms like weight gain, difficulty losing weight, doing diets and exercises and everything the right way, but not getting more than 5 or 10 pounds, a restlessness, a sort of anxiety, hair loss, thinning. It can also be dry skin and cold intolerance to where you're freezing and everybody else is like, God, it's so hot in here.
Yeah.
And these are all classic symptoms, energy drain, fatigue, that people deal with. And then they go to their doctors to get their thyroids tested, and they pass a classic thyroid test because reverse T3 for whatever reason, is not part of a conventional panel. And because it is a hormone, if it's elevated, you're going to pay the price of what the hormone tells your body to do, which is slow down, store fat, feel tired and fatigued, because it's naturally there to slow and regulate your life back. So as you get more stressed, your reverse T3 levels go up.
Right.
As you become more nutrient deficient, your reverse T3 levels go up.
Yep. And so you can see the process where if your reverse T3 levels start to elevate beyond what we considered a normal range, then you're going to be more and more and more sick, even if your regular medical thyroid panel tests come back as normal, like you were saying, Dr. Ernst. And what's interesting is when you actually look at when the medical profession will test for reverse T3, it's typically not until somebody has already become hospitalized because of whatever sickness that is taken over their body, some organ system or some process in their body is starting to shut down. Oh, and now, okay, let's look to see if they're reverse T3 dominant. It's too little too late at that point.
And unfortunately, there's no medication that reverses high levels of reverse T3.
Right.
So even if you got diagnosed as having elevated levels of reverse T3, they're going to just probably put you on a thyroid medication and try to push your thyroid hormones more towards active T3. So again, I want you to think of it like this. Elevated reverse T3, though it falls in a thyroid category, is technically not a thyroid issue.
Right.
It's a liver conversion, gut dysbiosis, neurological stress reaction where your body's basically hyperproducing this hormone in an attempt to try to slow things down. Now, if you don't want things to be slowed down, if you want high energy and you want to burn fat, all you need to do is find a functional physician, get the testing done to find out what's causing the elevation in the reverse T3. Yeah. Fix that, and you'll see it start to level itself out, and then you get the results you want.
Yeah, I love that, because catch this. One thing that we chat about all the time with patients here is it's not about the end product. Oh, the reverse T3. Oh, my thyroid panel. It's about the process that led to that end product. So when we're talking about you have this high reverse T3 dominance, that is your body literally saying it thought it was best if it did produced or overproduced this high amount of reverse T3 to slow things down. Your body literally thought that was going to be a good thing, and to the point where it now is uncontrollable, can't stop, bad things are happening, your body can't slow that process down, and now you've got all these health issues. And that's where, like you were saying, you need to find the functional physician that can come in, figure out what step in the process has been changed or messed with, or where your body has lost congruency, and what that root issue is, whether it's something with the gut, something with inflammation, something with your nervous system that's controlling all of these hormones in the first place. And then you can come up with a plan to accurately address that, to figure out whatever your goals are, right? If it's weight loss and you're gaining massive amounts of weight because of this, that's an easy fix, right? If maybe it's something bigger scope, that's where we come in to really help guide you on a healing journey.
Yeah, and to you and me, this is common conversation. But to a listener or to one of our viewers, they might be like, man, I've never even heard of this before. One thing you should do right now, in my opinion, download our free Thyroid Heal Thyself ebook. All the data is in here, all the numbers, all the steps, the test, everything you would need to solve a thyroid issue. And again, I hate to say thyroid issue because it's really about liver and gut and metals and toxins. This is kind of like a cheat sheet for you to get your energy back, get your weight back on track. Even if you haven't been diagnosed with a thyroid issue, it could be a conversion problem. Okay, so in the ebook, we have the tests, we have the reference ranges, we have the supplements, we have the nutrients, we have the diets, we have everything ready for you. You just need to take action and pick up the phone, text your name plus the word thyroid and your email to 704-906-2094. The ebook is yours for free. The masterclass on, I'll call it energy, weight loss, vitality, vibrance, everything you're looking for is on June 10th. We're calling it Thyroid Masterclass because it has a lot to do with thyroid functionality, but really your thyroid hormones, when working, is what gives you what you're looking for.
Exactly.
Right? So that zest of youthfulness, the clarity of your brain, the thick, lustrous hair, the skin that's not dry and crackly and brittle, the things that you need for your health come from having proper thyroid function, proper gut function, proper liver function, etc. Okay, so we discussed that reverse T3 comes about when people have done heavy caloric restriction diets inappropriately.
Right.
We've discussed that when you're inflamed, it can start to elevate your reverse T3 levels. I think another big one is we have to talk about the idea that today, just because of the kind of agricultural, the industrialization, the stripping of nutrients, we're now seeing people who even eat purely raw organic vegan be nutrient deficient.
Yeah, I mean, you just got to call it what it is. The tarnishing of the environment. The environment is what's producing the food that we eat, the drinks that we drink, the water that we should be consuming. And that has led to a massive decrease in the nutrients in the soil, the nutrients that we even are getting from our food. And it's because of that change in quality and then the addition of all of the processed foods that we're eating, a lot of the oils that are extremely unhealthy and the way that they make oils nowadays, it's not natural. Even though you think, oh, it's an oil, it's liquid at room temperature. That's not true at all.
Oh, you're talking the seed oils, like canola,
right?
Corn, Wesson, vegetable oils.
The ability to, where people are using, especially here in America, using so many high levels of pesticides and other things to control the food and how it's grown and things that would destroy the food that then ends up destroying us in the long run. The tarnishing of the environment.
So let's talk about the top 4 supplements, nutrients, etc. I say supplements because you can get them in supplemental form, but really it's the top 4 nutrients that if you are deficient in them, prevent you from converting thyroid hormones properly and almost force your body into making elevated levels of reverse T3. Again, I see a lot of people I think of vitamins as just, oh, I take it because it helps my immunity, or I take it because I need them. But what you really need to understand is vitamins actually activate enzymes. So think of them as like cofactors. It's almost kind of like, what would be a good analogy? A vitamin is the key to your car. So you can have this amazing car, I don't know, whatever you want to pick, a truck, a car, an SUV, whatever, brand new, 2023, you name it. Unless you have the key, you can't actually use it. So to an enzyme that will convert a thyroid hormone, vitamin A and vitamin E and zinc and copper, selenium, these are the keys that turn these enzymes on. And, we've run nutrient tests on thousands of patients.
Yep.
It's extremely common for people to be severely deficient, yet say to us, I don't understand, I take a multivitamin, I take a mineral that has this. You're going to see why step number 3, the main cause of elevated reverse T3 has to do with the gut permeability and the ability to absorb nutrients. So if your gut's leaking, and your liver's toxic, and you're nutrient deficient, that's the perfect storm, guys, for an elevation in reverse T3, which then makes us feel the way we feel, tired, fatigued, forgetful, gaining weight, joints aching, etc. You're not getting older. You're just losing the war on this hormone component. We got to get your nutrient levels up.
Yep, exactly. And that's where you're talking about the process, Dr. Ernst, right? Because these vitamins and these minerals are inserting themselves at different points in the process of making normal thyroid function, of making sure that your gut can do what it needs to do without there being this gut permeability that I know you're about to dive into, without there being this elevated inflammation for whatever the reason may be. And so if you don't have the correct vitamins and minerals as to be able to insert into any of these hundreds of thousands of processes in your body, there's no way that there's going to be normal thyroid function at the end of that line.
Yep. So let's talk about them. Okay. So I want you to think of it like this. Zinc and selenium are crucial in helping your body to convert your thyroid hormone T4 into active T3. So if your zinc levels are low and your selenium levels are low, we tend to see a conversion more towards the reverse T3. And what happens is now we get the elevation of the hormone and we get the response. Okay, vitamin E and vitamin A are very important as well, but they more open the cell response to help the body use the hormone properly. So if we have low levels of vitamin E and A, we tend to see less activity at the cellular level. So their receptors are kind of blunted and broken.
Yep.
And if we have low levels of zinc and selenium, we're converting the thyroid hormone inappropriately into reverse T3. And so imagine the double whammy here. You're deficient in all 4, so you have high levels of reverse T3, you have blunted cellular receptors, and even if you could convert it into the active form of T3, your body's going to struggle.
Right.
So obviously supplementation can be helpful, but we like to get things from nutrient sources that are food-based, and the unique thing is you can get a tremendous amount of thyroid-based nutrients from eating a diet that's very high in, I'll call it Paleolithic or sort of ancestral foods, okay?
Yeah,
so I'm going to give you a quick list, right? If you want to load up on zinc, we need to be doing grass-fed red meats, lamb, nuts and seeds, chicken, mushrooms, watch this, chocolate, cacao powders, right? Green vegetables, shrimp and scallops, and even things like oysters are extremely high in zinc. And if we want to start focusing on selenium-based foods, you're going to see something very similar. Grass-fed beef, beef liver, Brazil nuts, sardines, eggs, tuna, chicken, oat bran, which I would be careful for because you got to watch out for the grains being sprayed and things to this effect.
Yep.
But what you'll find is you can really focus in on more of a nutrient-dense diet and get the things that you need to help support your thyroid and to convert the hormone properly back from reverse T3 to T3. And it's really just about making smart choices with the foods we eat.
Exactly.
If we look at vitamin A, it's going to be found in very similar foods. It's a fat-soluble food item. So grass-fed beef, beef liver, raw cheese, spinach, butter, eggs, carrots, green vegetables like broccoli, celery, green onions, pumpkin, sweet potatoes, cod liver oil, fish oils, etc. Super high in vitamin A.
Yep.
And if we want to focus on vitamin E, guess what? Almost the exact same trend, right? Nuts and seeds, sunflower, almonds, hazelnuts, vegetables, spinach, turnips, squash, fruits. Now watch this, right? Avocado is one of the greatest fruits on the planet. Avocado, super high in vitamin E, kiwi and mango. So can we get the nutrients from our diet? Yes. But now we have to talk about step number 3, which is sort of the big player in most people, is the fact that their intestines have become dysfunctional because of either an overgrowth in bacteria or physical damage due to either medications, lectins, or gluten, so eating grains, that has led to an increase in permeability or what is known as leaky gut.
Right.
And again, we talk about leaky gut every single show because it is connected to the primary cause of about 90% of people's chronic illness.
Yes.
Just like we talk about toxicities, it's connected to 90% of the cause of people's chronic illness. Just like we talk about neurological dysfunction, it's connected to, I think it's even higher, 95 to 98% of people's chronic health issues.
Well, it has to.
And we live in a world today where we're so stressed with our diet and we've irritated our intestines by taking medications or antibiotics or eating foods that are conventionally produced, grain-based,
Right.
etc.
Right.
And we never really give our gut time to rest and heal.
Yes. And so it's almost like, well, if you're going to increase the amount of reverse T3 that your body is producing, it's trying to tell you to say, hey, you need to slow down, let the gut heal. And then, so there's that thyroid gut connection right there. And just to add to that, why does the gut relate to the thyroid? Well, about 20% of your conversion of T4 to T3 is going to happen in the gut.
Yeah.
So your gut is vitally important to making sure that you've got the active form of the thyroid hormone working in your body.
So when you have a condition of dysbiosis, here's the challenge. You may not feel this. It's not like you wake up and go, man, I feel like I have an infection in my intestines. Yeah. Instead, what we have is, watch this, symptomatology similarity, right? We have joint pain, we have brain fog, we have forgetfulness, we have fatigue, we have inflammation. Sometimes people even have the classic thyroid symptomatology because of having a gut leak. And it would make sense, wouldn't it? If your intestines are leaking, you don't absorb nutrients very well. Zinc and selenium, vitamin E and vitamin A start to drop.
Yep.
Now we can't activate the enzymes that convert the hormone properly. We start to see elevations in reverse T3. That hormone will tell your cells, slow down, store fat, decrease energy. So here you are gaining weight and feeling more tired. So what do? We push harder, right? We go caloric restrictions. We push hard with our workouts. And what does it do? It makes the reverse T3 levels go up.
Yep.
And this is the frustration that so many people have. So if you want to be set free from having to do restrictive diets and heavy workouts, focus on the functionality of your body. Download our Thyroid Heal Thyself ebook, and I would implore you, get the testing done that can show you, is there toxins in your body? Is your gut leaking? Do you have a neurological interference? This ebook will show you how to get the tests, how to read them, how to interpret them, and know, is this my underlying root cause? Text the word thyroid plus your name and email to 704-906-2094. And you also get early bird access to our June 10th masterclass. I'd like to call it a weight loss exploration, energy rebuilding, youthful invigoration. What else could we do? Vitality giving, anti-aging summit, right? Because when your hormones work properly, when thyroid's working and reverse T3 is down, you're going to have that youthfulness, the fat burning states, the strength, the joint pain disappears, your vitality and your energy comes back. So again, text the word thyroid plus your name and email to 704-906-2094. The ebook is yours for free. Access to the masterclass is yours for free. What else could you ask for but free, right?
What
It's
an amazing way to start your Saturday morning.
Yes. So in summary, let's talk about this, okay? If you're someone who has been told it's not your thyroid, but you feel like something's going on with your health, chances are you may have an elevation in what's called reverse T3. If you're someone who's taking a thyroid medication, watch this. T4 is the medication people take.
Yep.
If that T4 is swallowed and goes into the digestive system, it can leak through the blood, start to get up into the liver. The liver sees this and says, well, wait a minute, that's the thyroid hormone and I'm a little stressed out. I need to slow down. It'll even take the medication and turn it into reverse T3.
And Dr. Ernst, I know, you're talking about the medication that people are primarily taking. I know we have certain thyroid supplements here at Cornerstone Health Center and through Ask Dr. Ernst that you have prescribed to patients. Can you, what makes those unique?
So think of it like this. There's a product we have called TH Balance, and I'm going to read ingredients and let's see if we can put 2 and 2 together, right?
Okay.
It has vitamin A, it has vitamin D, it has B6, zinc, selenium, copper, and manganese. These are all the cofactors that activate the thyroid conversion, right? It helps T4 to become T3, not reverse T3. It also has ashwagandha, which is a adaptogenic herb, helps to lower cortisol,
stress levels,
lowers your stress levels. And this one uniquely, TH Balance, has physically ground thyroid tissue from a grass-fed cow. So we've taken the thyroid tissue, desiccated it, dried it, ground it up, packed it in here. So you're getting a little bit of natural stimulation of T3 and T4 to help the body actually convert it in a safer method than taking a medication. It has some enzymes like bromelain and betadine hydrochloric acid and pepsidase, which helps to make sure it's digested properly in the stomach.
Yep.
But TH Balance is a sort of all-encompassing method of saying, let's support a thyroid that isn't autoimmune, but just needs some help to make the active T3 show up instead of the reverse T3.
Very cool.
Now, 90% of people that have been diagnosed with a thyroid condition have an autoimmunity where they're building antibodies against the production of the hormone. This is where thyroid AI, i.e. autoimmune, comes in. You'll note very similar, has the selenium, has the zinc, has the copper, has the vitamin C, but now we're giving glutamic acid, glutathione, and N-acetylcysteine because what does this do? It helps to seal the intestines.
Yes. Yep.
It helps to close the gaps in the leak.
Yep.
To stop producing antibodies.
And it's going to prime the liver so that way the liver can continue its detox functions, and that gives your body the freedom to start to make whatever immune response that it needs.
And it has a secret called Google extract, which has been shown, it's a plant that's been shown to help decrease antibody production. So if we can slow the antibodies down, we can seal the gut and help with the conversion. Now we're going after the autoimmunity style of thyroid. And these are just simple things that we have formulated because of years of going, all right, we see people who are struggling. The reverse T3 levels are high. There is no medication for it. If instead of just trying to medicate it, we go and look at what's the underlying root cause. Is there a conversion issue? Is there a gut leak? Is there a nutrient deficiency? Is there a toxicity within the liver? Is the nervous system interfering somehow, not sending the correct signal? Find the root cause, address it naturally, support the body, and guess what happens?
Heal all on your own.
Health, healing, regeneration, and it's a beautiful thing because it's how God built our bodies. We were designed to be able to repair ourselves, but if we have an interference, the repair is being blunted and stuck. Remove the interference, and what's the phrase? All else follows.
Right.
Body can heal by itself.
That's right.
So if you're looking for more information about what we're talking about, not only are we launching a series this month on thyroid, but in the Thyroid Heal Thyself ebook, it has the testing, it has the reference ranges, it has the guides, it has the nutrients, it has a list of everything you want to be focusing on. It's yours free. Text the word thyroid plus your name and email to 704-906-2094. Again, 704-906-2094. Masterclass is coming up. This is early bird registration, guys. Saturday, June 10th. Hop on it now because we had over 300 people on our energy webinar masterclass today. I know we're going to have hundreds of people on this one in June. Join us for that. You can get your energy, your life, your health, and everything back.
Yeah. And again, we didn't spend this show to basically attack reverse T3. Again, it's normal. Like you were saying, Dr. Ernst, we need to have all types of cholesterol in our body in certain quantities and ratios. The same thing with reverse T3 compared to active or regular T3 in our body. It's all about, can you do things in your life to keep your body in balance, whatever that is. We obviously zoomed in, right, with a very large lens just on thyroid hormone, specifically reverse T3 today. But you can apply that to any process that your body has to go through.
Yep.
And so that's why it's so important to find out and figure out what steps can you take to then go, well, I'm on a healing journey where I know I'm fixing the processes. Don't just try to throw end products at your body. Find and fix the process, and then you'll see yourself heal the way you want to.
And if you need help with that, visit AskDrErnst.com. On the top right-hand corner is a section that says request a free consultation. We'd love to chat with you and point you in a direction towards finding the root cause, helping you to heal yourself. After all, it's the show where you become your own doctor as you get educated and you activate what you've learned. Thanks so much for tuning in. We look forward to seeing you guys each and every week. Be blessed, and I look forward to seeing you in the up-and-coming masterclass. Until then.
Bye, guys.